Australia is one of the best countries where people go to for a better chance of living because of the average living costs and affordable lifestyle that the country offers. It's also a very safe country with relatively low crime rates. In this video, I'll take you through the most unique traditions of Australia. Yabby Racing refers to a quirky and beloved Australian tradition where freshwater crustaceans known as yabbies, similar to small crayfish, compete in races. In a typical yabby race, the crustaceans are placed in the center of a circular track. The first to reach the outer boundary is declared the winner. Unlike traditional sports, success in yabby racing is largely unpredictable, adding to its charm. Held annually in Windora, Queensland, this event precedes the iconic Birdsville races. The races feature 4 events: Barcoo Bolt, Thompson Trot, Kyabra Canter, and the Cooper Cup, each named after local waterways. Yabbies are auctioned before each race, with proceeds supporting charities like the Royal Flying Doctor Service. The event draws over 1,000 attendees and includes live music, food, and drinks. Muck Up Day is a day for seniors. It is a celebration that all senior year students participate in and is meant to be a fun and memorable send-off for graduating students. It's a day when students dress up in costumes, organize pranks, participate in games, performances, or parody assemblies, and reflect on their school years with peers and teachers. The main rule on this day is that students should not harm staff, other students, or property. The Schoolies tradition is when graduates head to holiday destinations after the Muck Up Day, especially to coastal areas, to party, relax, and mark the end of their schooling years. Although it is a normal tradition in Australia, international students always find it fascinating, as they don't have that back home. That's why a big percentage of students who participate in these two traditions are international students. With the partying comes a focus on safety and support. Red Frogs Australia is a major volunteer organization present at Schoolies. They provide free food and hydration, walk-in homes, and pastoral care and support. Police and security presence is also increased in major areas to monitor behavior and prevent crime or violence. Australia Day, on January 26th, marks the arrival of the first fleet of British ships at Port Jackson, now Sydney, in 1788, and the raising of the British flag by Governor Arthur Phillip. It has evolved into a national public holiday celebrating Australian culture, citizenship ceremonies, and community events. For many Indigenous Australians, January 26th represents Invasion Day or Survival Day, the start of colonization, dispossession, and suffering. Protests, marches, and alternative events are held on this day to highlight Indigenous rights and history. The Triple J Hottest 100 is an annual music poll hosted by Triple J, Australia's youth-focused radio station. Listeners vote for their favorite songs from the previous year, and the top 100 are counted down and broadcast. The Triple J Hottest 100 started in 1989 as an informal listener poll. It became a huge cultural event, often celebrated with backyard parties and barbecues. From the 1990s until 2017, the Hottest 100 countdown traditionally aired on January 26th. But due to the growing controversy around Australia Day, and after consultation with listeners and Indigenous groups, Triple J moved the countdown to the 4th weekend of January, starting in 2018. After the wartime shortage of Marmite in Australia, Vegemite started to become more popular. It is a black spread made from yeast extract plus salt. It has a typical Australian food name, and it quickly became a symbol of Australia that spread onto toast, added to curries, and even added to ice cream. It is also used on sandwiches, crumpets, and as an ingredient in pastries. The Vegemite eating competition is an Australian tradition that has been around for a while and often takes place during national celebrations like Australia Day. Participants are typically challenged to eat as much Vegemite as possible within a set time frame. For instance, at the Wharf Tavern's Australia Day event, contestants compete for a $100 cash prize by consuming jars of Vegemite with spoons, all while enjoying live music and a festive atmosphere. These contests are known for their light-hearted and humorous nature, often drawing crowds eager to watch brave souls tackle the intensely salty and savory spread. Thong-Throwing is a light-hearted and uniquely Australian tradition, especially popular during Australia Day celebrations on January 26th. In this context, thongs refer to flip-flops, not undergarments. The game involves participants kicking off their thongs and throwing them as far as possible from behind a designated line. The winner is the one who throws it as far as possible. Beyond Australia Day, thong throwing features in other events, such as the Darwin Beer Can Regatta. This festival, held annually in Darwin, includes a variety of quirky competitions, with thong throwing being a notable highlight. Formed in 1915, ANZAC was a corps of Australian and New Zealand soldiers who served together under the British command. ANZAC Day takes place annually on April 25th. The day is marked by dawn services, marches, and remembrance ceremonies. The ANZAC biscuits have long been associated with it ever since. Australians recall the diet during World War I at the Battle of Gallipoli, where they also do prayers at dawn, church services, and parades as recognition for those who served their country. The history behind these biscuits is that it has been claimed that these biscuits were sent by wives and women's groups to soldiers abroad. This is mainly because the ingredients do not spoil easily, which in turn means that the biscuits were kept well during naval transportation. The Boxing Day Test match is a cricket test match held in Melbourne. It involves the Australian cricket team and an opposing national team touring Australia during the southern summer. It starts on Boxing Day, which is on the 26th of December, and is held in the Melbourne Cricket Ground. This Australian tradition has been around for ages, and playing in the Boxing Day Test is regarded as the highest honor in cricket. It became a day associated with shopping and sporting events. Arguably one of the most anticipated horse racing carnivals in the world, the Melbourne Cup Carnival is a 4-day event at Flemington Racecourse in Melbourne. It's held every year at the end of October or start of November, usually attracting around 300,000 punters. There are dozens of races to watch, but the big four are the Victoria Derby, the VRC Oaks, the McKinnon Stakes, and the jewel in Australia's horse racing crown, the Melbourne Cup, also known as the race that stops the nation. The Melbourne Cup Day is a state public holiday. AFL Grand Final Day is one of the most celebrated sporting events in Australia. Held annually in late September or early October, it marks the culmination of the Australian Football League season. The match takes place at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, a venue steeped in history and capable of holding over 100,000 passionate fans. The entire day is more than just a game. It's a cultural event that includes pre-match entertainment, a national anthem performance, and a highly anticipated halftime show. Melbourne, known as the heartland of Aussie rules, buzzes with energy from early morning. Fans of all ages wear their team colours, gather at barbecues, fill pubs, or head to live sites across the country to watch the game. The Grand Final Parade, usually held the day before, sees players travel through the streets to wave to their supporters, building excitement ahead of the big day. The event finishes with the winning team lifting the cup amid confetti and cheers, while the best player on the ground receives the Norm Smith Medal. As the sun sets, celebrations continue across the country, marking the end of the footy season with joy, reflection, and a strong sense of community. The Bunnings sausage sizzle is a beloved weekend tradition in Australia, often found outside a large hardware store. This event brings communities together with the smell of grilled meat filling the air. It's a simple setup. People queue up for a quick bite, usually a sausage served on bread with onions and a bit of sauce. The money raised typically supports local groups, schools, or charities, making it both a tasty treat and a way to help out. Every year, a spectacular celebration lights up in Sydney, marking the transition to a new calendar year. This event is famous worldwide for its dazzling display of pyrotechnics, synchronized with music, creating a mesmerizing visual and auditory experience. The show takes place over a stunning natural harbor, where the reflections of the fireworks add to the magic. This tradition has become a symbol of celebration and hope, uniting people as they welcome fresh beginnings with awe and joy. It's a cultural highlight that blends creativity, community spirit, and the beauty of the city's landscape. These were the most unique traditions of Australia. Have you ever experienced any of these Australian traditions? Let us know in the comments below. Did you like this video? Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel.